What's up, YouTube fans? Today we're going to take a look at the Takara Tomy and Flame Toys collaborative Adamas Machina Rodimus. So this is the first in the line of Adamas Machina, or AMT, and I decided to pick this up and take a look at it just because I was curious. I'm not sure if I'm all in on this line, but this will kind of help me decide if I want to get future figures. And shout out to Dr. Diecast, who is probably going to pick this up from me after review. But let's take a look at this guy. It is beautifully painted. It's got red, orange, gold, yellow, translucent blue here, gunmetal for the exhaust here, this darker maroon, silver accents, gold details. It looks beautiful. The yellow on the wing is very well done. It's a little bit silver there. Got all the details you'd expect for Rodimus, so I think it looks really, really nice. It does roll if you have it transformed correctly. I've transformed this twice, and it holds up. I mean, it does well. So as long as you do it right, it will roll and sit flat. It does come with accessories, so you get 2 guns. These can be mounted right here, so you can plug them in like that, and then we can take this one, and this will plug in on the other side. So you have this going on. You can also take this axe piece here. There's a little slot right there, and you get this extra little storage piece. Now, in the robot mode, it goes into a different spot, but in the vehicle mode, we also get the axe and this little storage piece, which it actually goes in a different spot in its robot mode, but for vehicle mode, this is going to go right here. It's going to tab in and just peg in there. Actually, it looks nice. And then this has a little slot right here and a peg right there. So you just peg that into there, and now you have storage for everything. That's everything that comes with this figure. You know I love weapon storage. This does it if you want to. For size comparison, there it is next to the Magic Square version of Optimus Prime, and it fits in beautifully in Masterpiece scale. So I think it works. And just for fun, there it is next to the Masterpiece RC in alt mode. And again, I think it works in Masterpiece scale. All right, now let's get this guy transformed into robot mode. And it's actually a relatively straightforward transformation considering what it is. But there's a couple things to watch out for. So let's get started. Start on the front here. We're going to take care of these panels right here. So you're going to open this up all the way. And then come to the bottom. There's a hinge right here, and open that up. And then down here, there's a little peg. You're going to unpeg it from there and then open it up like this. All right, so same on this one. Open this up, and then open up that peg. Coming to the back here, we're going to see these wheels will unpeg. So you're going to slide them up and make sure you have the right side. You want to get it where you have the part that's going to detach with the wheel. So we'll get it here, and we're going to detach this. You're going to slide it out. You can see the wheel is actually 2 pieces. So take this is going to slide down, come into here, and just peg in right there. And then that'll be loose for now. Do the same thing on this one. So make sure you're getting the right side, unpeg it from here. This will slide down and peg into here. These 2 wheels will plug into each other. There is a step later that I think it actually works out better if you don't tab it in, but the official transformation, you do tab that in now. All right, so here's how we're looking. We're going to take these pieces here. These are going to accordion out on this double hinge. Accordion that out. This is going to come around and wrap around. And by the way, on the inside of here, it's got a little serial number right there. So anyway, we're going to bring this up. That's going to fit around the wheel and enclose it, encapsulate it. I think that is such a cool transformation. I don't know what it is about that, but same on this side. By the way, there is gold chrome joints in there. Haven't had any issues, but I would just be careful with that gold chrome. You know, gold chrome obviously can, chip. Make sure you have the wheel rotated like this. And that's going to fit inside that cavity. And then you're going to close this up, and that'll make his shoulder. So here's how we're looking. We can unpeg the shoulders, or open up this shoulder pad here. And then we can unpeg the arms right here. Bring this up. Bring this up. And you should have something like this. Now we'll take care of this. So we're going to unpeg this piece here. I actually forgot to take that off earlier. So unpeg that. Unpeg this spoiler from these two pegs here. This can come all the way around and just sit there for now. We're actually going to unpeg this as well. We can lift up these two tabs here. And then we can lift up here. This is pegged in on both sides. You're going to separate the legs here. That's what's going to free this up because that's tabbed in on both sides of the leg. Now, the front of this cockpit, it will rub right here, so just be careful with that for now. Don't bend that over. I saw some instructions where they do bend that over, and it's easy to damage that, so don't do that just yet. So we're going to separate the legs. We're going to come down here. We're going to slide out this hip joint. So you're going to hold right here. Pull out on this little, this is die cast by the way. So pull out on that die cast piece until it comes all the way out. And you're going to slide the inner piece back. So this is now loose and rotating. Come to the front, we can lift up this hip skirt just to get it out of the way so it doesn't get colliding. And now we're going to fold this upper hip joint down. And as you do that, you can rotate this. But bring this down all the way. And I can see how it kind of made the leg. On this side, we're going to bring up this back of his thigh. He's got to rotate up and then rotate in. And then you're going to slide this leg back in, tab that in right there, and then close this outer panel. That kind of holds it all together like that. Then we can come to the bottom. The foot is pegged in right here, so you're going to pull out a little bit on the foot to get it untabbed there. Rotate this down, rotate this around, and then accordion that down. Actually, leave that not all the way pushed down. For this, we're going to unpeg this from here. It's pegged in right there, so don't forget to unpeg that. Then we're going to rotate this up. Rotate this over. Then we're going to bring this in. This is an accordion in on a double hinge. And then you're going to bring this all back down. And this is going to fit inside of here. And on the inside, we're going to peg it in. So bring that in and tab it in right here on the inside. Look how well that tolerance is. Like, look how smooth and clean that line is. And actually, if you did it right, this should look like a continuous exhaust piece here. All right, now you can push the foot all the way down. So here's how that one leg looks. Go ahead and do the other leg. I'm going to do that off camera, and then we'll be right back. All right, now that we got both legs taken care of, we can take care of some of this backpack. So we're going to come to the back here, open this up. We have to slide down this hip skirt piece. So bring this all the way down. It should become flush right here. And on the front, it'll look like this. These should actually be right there. They kind of fit. This is the only thing on the entire figure that doesn't sit like really tight. It works. It just these front parts sit a little bit loosely. It should look like that. All right, come back to the back here, and we're going to pull up on this waist so you get this little extension. That allows us to rotate this to the back. So this is actually the front now. And back here, and this is the part I was saying, it's actually easier if you don't peg these tires in because it gives a little bit of clearance to deal with this backpack. So I like to just have that out of the way. We're going to take this, and this has to flip all the way around. So this is going to bring around, and again, be careful with that paint. Right now you got that flipped around. We can put these back into place. Like I mentioned, that's not the official instructions. I just think it's easier to get those wheels back in after you get this flipped around. This is going to peg into here. So bring this up, tab that in. It dabs in quite securely. This, we're going to accordion these wings out on double hinges. Bring this around. You'll see there's a little tab right here and a slot right there. And these little panels are just going to fold flat on the back. But this little hook is going to tab over this thing. So both of those will hold that backpack on. It's very nice and secure. You know, it locks in place nicely. Come to the front. We can take care of this. You're going to pull forward. This is on a slider. Rotate this around. You're going to hinge up this entire piece. So this is on a little ratcheted piece. So when you ratchet that up, it'll lock into place. And then bring this down on a hinge. Then we're going to make sure that's all the way flat. You're going to slide this back in. It's fitting in on both sides and locking in place. The fitment, to me, is just unbelievable how beautifully that comes together. The tolerances are really well done. Bring this arm down. Rotate the elbow to the front. Close up that little panel. On this back piece, you could leave it like this if you want, but we're going to open this up on a double hinge. Bring this around and tab it into the front. Same on this one. Bring this down. Rotate the arm to the front. Unpeg this from here and then bring this around and tab it in and bring down that panel. For the head, it's on a hinge. You're going to bring that neck forward on the hinge. You'll feel it kind of like get into position. So you want it forward like that. All right, there is Rodimus in robot mode. And he looks absolutely spectacular. I'm really impressed how this turned out. I mean, it basically looks like the Flame toys. I don't have it here, unfortunately, to compare, but they've really nailed. Look, the deco on this is absolutely gorgeous. It doesn't look like it even transforms. That's how good it looks. Backpack, you know, a little bit of unsightliness, but overall, I mean, I'm really blown away at how good this looks. I'm not even an IDW fan. I just think it looks very, very clean. Get some really nice details on the paint. Orange, gold, little accents here on the knee pads. These smoke stacks look really good. The exhaust pipes, I mean. The guns on the arms look really good. It just is beautifully painted and done. Let's go over his articulation. The head is on a ball joint, so it goes down to there, up to there. Not much up, but if you push it back down on the hinge that it transformed on, you can get it way back up. So that's a nice hinge. I think you actually bend that hinge forward and get it way forward. So that hinge allows for a lot of articulation. Side to side movement and a rotation around. Probably one of the most articulated heads ever. It's a beautiful head sculpt. Blue eyes with gray face and then multiple colors on the head. It's beautifully done. Let's go to the shoulders. We have a butterfly joint here on the inside. I thought maybe it would go a little bit more. If you bend the arm out of the way, you can get it a little bit more across the chest. But you have to rotate this down, otherwise it collides with this right here. So you can get it up to there. We have this can move independently on its own hinge. And then if you open up this little pad right here, you can get this out to the side and that will go up to there. You have a rotation here at the bicep. There are gold chrome joints in here. I'd be worried about those, but it seems like it's holding up just fine. Rotation at the bicep, double jointed elbow, full bend. You have these, if you don't want them, you can fold them back, to the bottom of the arm. So if you want this look, you can have it. I think it looks a little more unfinished without it, but nice to have that option there on the gun. It does tab in there. The wrist can rotate. They're actually on a ball joint, so you can rotate around and a little bit in and out. Single pin for the hands. That's one thing I'd say is not articulated well, is the fingers. You know, it's just on a single pin. But other than that, I mean, really, really well done. Rotation at the waist. Ab crunch, it moves on a single pin, so you actually get, do you get side to side? No, no side to side, but it does rotate there, and you get forward and backward on that. About that much. Coming down to the waist, let's get these arms out of the way. This is probably the one weak area, is these hip skirts don't sit as securely as I'd like, but you can move them out of the way. You don't have to. You can still kick the leg even around the hip skirt. So you don't have to move it out of the way. You can move it out of the way. I find that it's just, you know, gets in its own way trying to move it. So you're better off just moving the leg and then getting it around that. But legs kick up to there, back to there on a nice ratchet, which is unusual and unexpected for Takara. Out to the side on friction. Nice tolerances there on the joint. It feels just buttery smooth. Rotation at the thigh around at a cut joint, and then this pad just fits perfectly around that. Again, another nice tolerance there. You have a single jointed knee here, and there is a cutout here, so it gets you up to there, and then there's a knee pad here, so you can move this knee pad back if you want. So that just does a really good job. I love the look of those knee pads and these exhausts. Ankle tilts forward and backward. You can bring the whole heel down just due to the transformation. And you have a rotation. So probably one of the best articulated figures from Takara ever, if I had to. Oh, and I guess if you come down to the back, you can move these wings out of the way. So if you want, you can get the arm folded back and the wing will adjust. So you can have more like a swept back look if you want. Or you can have it forward and straight, you know, whatever you need. All right, now let's take a look at the accessories. And we get these two blasters, which are beautifully painted. They have like a gray plastic, a darker purple plastic, and then the silver paint and gold paint on them. They both look really good. And you can open up the hands here. There is a little peg in there. So if you work this into the hand and then get it around that peg and then close up the fingers, he will hold that pretty securely. And same for this one. There's a little slot there. So work that into the hand and get that pegged in. It's easier if you open up the bottom handle, and this one bends, so you just have to be cautious, but then you can close that back up. And there you go. He's got his two guns. I think that looks very, very good. We can also combine these guns. So open up the hands, take these out. And I think the hands might be painted, so just make sure you open them before you put the guns in. Pull this out, open this up. We're going to combine this in like this. You can open up these wings. I think they go like that. They have a little stopping point right there. And then this can go forward like this. And there's the combined gun. That looks really good. And he can hold it. You can get this into here. And there you go. You have him holding his rifle. It took a little bit of effort. I did have to close up this one wing to get it to fit, but he can hold it with both hands, and it looks beautiful. All right, we also get his saw blade. Again, beautifully painted silver, red, gunmetal, translucent plastic for the saw blade. It does spin. You can take this out of the hand. We'll just set this down like this. And to get this out, you're going to rotate the hand to the side and slide this hand out. It's a little bit tight just due to the paint. It does come out. And then you take this, and that's going to slide over. And there is your saw blade. And that's a good looking thing. I mean, oops. And you do have to kind of get it secured all the way. It does slide all the way on and click in place, but that's good looking, man. I mean, that's a really nice accessory. Last thing is this piece here, which we had in the vehicle mode. It's just a little cover, but this will fit right here on the back. It's just a storage piece, and I probably should put that on before, but it does fit there. It's just it can't go where it was in vehicle mode because it doesn't fit. And one other thing you can do here is you can come to the back, and we can store this. There's a little slot right here, and there's a peg on his backpack. So just get that pegged in there. And it fits, very, almost as if it belongs there. So you can do that. And for size comparison, there it is next to the Magic Square version of Optimus Prime. I don't have my IDW Optimus handy, so just to give you a sense of scale, he is a little smaller than an MP. Now, I don't know how big Rodimus should be, but it works for me. I think it's a nice MP size. And for another comparison, which I think people want to see, there it is next to the DX9 Carry, their version of Rodimus, and the Fans Toys Hoodlum, their version of Hot Rod. And he comes to about the same height as this Fans Toys Hot Rod, same height as the head. Now the shoulders and the wing obviously come out taller. And then this is my version of Rodimus. It's customized, just so you know. And obviously towers over this guy. So I don't really know how big IDW Rodimus should be in comparison to some MP scale figures. I do think he looks like he fits in, just overall sculpt and, proportion. But there you go for scale. So final recommendations on the Takara Tomy and Flame Toys Adamas Machina Rodimus. I'm very impressed with how this turned out. I'm going to give this a 5 out of 5 strong recommendation. This is probably one of the best transforming, masterpiece-ish level figures I've seen from Takara. And the partnership with Flame Toys definitely helped. They got the kind of fit and finish, the paint job of Flame Toys, but they got the transformation of Takara. And the accessories really work well. They integrate. You can use the rifle and the saw blade. One thing I forgot to mention is the saw blade. You can open up this little piece right here, and you can remove the saw blade. I'm not really sure why you need to. I guess for display purposes, but that's just another added bonus. But all the accessories look good and work. The transformation is relatively straightforward and fun. Figure looks good in both modes. Vehicle mode is probably the weaker of the two, but nevertheless, I think it works. So I'm really excited to see what Takara does with this line. It seems like it's just one-off figures that they want to do. So I'm in. I think I'm going to get the next one, the Predaking. I think that's going to be a pretty amazing figure. I know they're not partnering with Flame Toys, but I still think if this is an indicator of what this line can be, I think it might be very good. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.